Hello everyone, I am Shivam Tiwari and today we are going to explore the data science project which I have made using Python models. So a few days earlier I have started working on a digit recognizer in which I have used Python's MNIST dataset by which this recognizer is made. So let's see how it works. On this blackboard we are going to draw some digit, and by pressing the predict button we can get the outcome and we can see is the prediction right or wrong. So let's draw a digit. We have drawn 0, so let's see is it predicting right or wrong. As we can see, it has predicted right, it has predicted correctly. Let's try once again. Is it going to predict right or it is going to predict wrong? The digit we have drawn is 4 and the prediction is also 4. So let's see what is the code behind it. First of all, we are going to look the Python code behind it. In the Python file we can see these are the these are requirements which we have imported in the first phase. Later on we have imported our required CSV files which we have downloaded from MNIST dataset. We have defined the values of this CSV file and we have done some of the predictions. We can see the outcomes. These are the labels, what kind of images are stored in this dataset. Moving on further, we can see the descriptions. Is there any null value or not? You can see there is no null values. This defines what is the shape of the frame we are drawing on. Like we have divided this whole blackboard in 28 cross 28 box in which it is going to predict and it is going to use to predict the values. So if we write something on this blackboard through this model, it is going to divide it into 28 cross 28 small pictures and it is going to predict or evaluate those pictures and define some kind of output. This is an example which is shown here, like how it is going to cut it down and predict the values. This is the model which we have used, in which we can see that we have divided it in several parts and we have used we have used pooling techniques, dropout techniques to basically divide the pictures and come on the outcome that it is going to predict or not. We have used thousands of images to train this model, and using that it is giving our prediction. We have taken 5 epochs and the batch size of each epoch is 86. So it is going to repeatedly work on it, and then we see that it is training our model. So for increasing the accuracy we can also increase the number of epochs, and finally we can see that these epochs can furthermore increase the accuracy of our prediction. This is showing This graph shows how our testing and training data set has been going through, and it is the confusion matrix. Till here we have predicted the values, and we have came to we came to outcome. At this point we have stored the outcome in the form of JSON file, because if we are not going to store it in form of JSON file, then the model that then we need to uh, run this Python code every time, so that this recognizer recognize the value. If we are going to save this model, then it will not take a lot of time to to give the predictions. Let's see what is the front end part of this code. So this is the front end part of the code. We have divided the code in two parts. In first part we have kept the blackboard, the buttons, and in the second part we have kept the screen, the rest prediction areas. We have linked it through our JS file, which is going to give us the predictions. So this is the JS file which is going to predict the values. So as we can see that the blackboard is of 120 150 cross 150 size, and these are its dimensions. Like, we are going to draw it with white, and the color of the blackboard is black. All those things are noted down here. As we can see that now we are using it on the laptop screen, but if we want to use it on the phone screen, then we can also use our touchpad. So this function defines the user accessibility on phone, and the person can draw it using their fingers to draw the digits on those blackboard. These function define all those things. These are the mouse function, and these are the touch functions. Here comes the model part. It defines where the model is saved and how it is going to retrace it. Like, as we can see that we have saved this in the model form, and here it locates the model where the model is saved, and the model is saved just here. So before predicting, it will locate the model and will see what it has been working on, and what it has done in earlier part. Is it similar to that? And then it is going to predict the outcome. This is the area of prediction. Here it predicts the value, and then it is going to give us the outcome. So this was the JavaScript function we use to predict the values, and this is the JSON file that we have saved using that Python function. This is how this digit recognizer is made up of. Let's once again try to predict some values. It's giving a prediction of 0 with 100% confidence. Let's try something distorted and see, is it going to predict it right or wrong. We have drawn 3 and it has predicted it with 33% confidence. Let's see something else. Now we can see that we have written drawn here true 2, but the prediction is 1, which is wrong. So this model gives us wrong predictions also. Let's predict something else and see. We have written 9 here, and let's see, is it going to predict correct or not. So it has predicted correct. So this is how the digit recognizer is made up of. Thank you so much for having me on this journey, and I would like to hear your feedbacks. Thanks a lot.